Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Did you know that Wednesday is the day of the week ruled by Mercury? Mercury, the planet of thoughts, ideas, communication, the star of the show today. That's who we're talking about. Let's see who's here. Hello, Audra. Good morning, Anne. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Christine and lovely tribe members. Hello, Sharon. Hi, Dr. Monica. Good morning, Jackie. Greetings, other Jackie. Good morning, Anik. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jackie, I'm curious, how does Insight Timer dictate who is advertised? Oh, how does Insight Timer decide who is advertised in the live bubble? That's a good question. I don't know. I have no idea. I just go with it. There was, about a year ago, there was a time that I was on Insight Timer on my computer, and I was looking at, the format's different on the computer, and they had, featured events, and I was on the featured event, and I was like, whoa, and I screenshotted it. I was like, this is awesome. Look at, I'm there. And then the more that I teach here, yeah, that's cool. It's awesome to be, a star and, promoted to get more people to join and all that stuff. But, it's at the point now where I just intend that every event is going to attract the highest aligned tribe that will receive the greatest amount of, I don't know, positive energy from what's here. I get into a very serious intention before I come on Insight Timer, so I can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, I always just intend that the people who are supposed to be here are the people who are going to be here. But yeah, I would imagine it has something to do with your followers or the people who have signed up to be at the event. There's probably a whole algorithm, but I don't know. Good morning, Carrie. Carmina, I think featured lives are determined at least in part by the gratitude hearts received. I've heard other teachers say that too. So the more you guys click that heart, the more that Insight Timer will be like, hey, this girl Jacqui Mancuso kind of has people that like her, so maybe you'll like her too. Jackie, I like when everyone is there so I can sample the live before committing to one I'm not familiar with the teacher. Oh, so in the live bubble, I think those are just the ones that are actually live right now. That's just everyone who's currently in a live stream, I think. Welcome back, T. Nice to see you. You always just pop in and pop out. It's good to see you. Good morning, June. All right, let's talk about the planets. So we're here today to talk about astrology, and then we're going to pull some oracle cards. If overthinking has been occurring in your life, you can thank astrology for that. Specifically within the last week, there's been a lot of, how do I even put it into words? We had the sun conjunct Pluto, or conjunct Saturn. Last week, sun came conjunct Saturn, and that was these big endings of shining a light on where your responsibilities lie at the end of your Capricorn season. So whatever, I'm getting too far off track. But there's been a lot going on that can cause overthinking. I've been overthinking for the last week. We have Mercury transits happening today, and there was one yesterday as well. Mercury is the planet of thoughts and communication, so our thoughts can be going a little haywire right now. However, after today, all the planets just hang out and do their own thing for a week. And then next Thursday, we have some movement going on. But we get a week to just settle everything that has been happening. So that's exciting. Just a quick update on those who have been following me with the retreat. The house got canceled, blah, blah, blah. I found my new location with the help of Bonnie. I have to give you some credit, Bonnie. Bonnie's been my retreat coach, calming me down while I was what do I do? So there's a very adorable beach house in Coloma, Michigan, the southwest part of Michigan. This house is right on Lake Michigan. It is surrounded by forestry, so it's just us, so we can go have drum circles outside and no one's gonna be looking at us like we're crazy. The weather is going to be amazing because I'm intending it to be so. And yeah, the reviews that I've read about this house is like the views of Lake Michigan are just breathtaking. Like the pictures don't do it justice, and the pictures got me real excited. So Aquarius Adventures Women's Retreat is still happening March 30th through April 2nd. Now it's going to be in Coloma, Michigan. So I've been busy, and I will put the updates on my website either today or tomorrow. And I will send out an official, reintroducing the retreat email probably tomorrow. So if you want more details, go on my website and join my email list so that you can get the details. My website is in my Insight Timer bio. So lakesidelivinghhealer.com, join the email list and you can get all that information. TJ says, dumb question. There are no dumb questions. How do you describe overthinking? What are the characteristics? So overthinking is the opposite of intuition. Intuition is when you're presented with some information and it just comes to you and you accept that and you move on. Overthinking is when you're presented with information through your own higher self and then you question it and then you say, well, what if this was this way and what can I make it better this way and blah, 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 blah. Sharon sounds so amazing. Anique loves Lake Michigan. Christine loves Lake Michigan. I grew up in northern Indiana and Michigan is close. I love it. Bonnie says, if you can join us and support Jacqui, please come to the retreat. I've been talking about it a lot. Maybe I'll talk about it next week a little bit more, but I'm a little over the retreat right now, but we'll start talking about it more. I never thought of overthinking related to intuition. Appreciate that clarification, Jacqui. Love it. Nicole, man, I wish I had some vacation hours. You know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be right now. There will be more. There will be more. Let's just talk about astrology. So yesterday was Tuesday. You know what? I'm going to light incense for this so I can get in the zone. I went to a Reiki share on Sunday. And as we were about to start the first little go at it, so a Reiki share is where a whole bunch of Reiki practitioners come together and they work on each other. And we were sitting down to like get started on the first go at it. And the leader of this Reiki share, she said, you know, someone recently told me when you start Reiki, they just use the phrase, get in the zone. And then me being me, I just whispered, AutoZone. And all the people at my table lost it. And I felt bad for being disrespectful or whatever. All right, so yesterday, Mercury was square Uranus. This happened at 15 degrees of Aquarius and Taurus. Today, Mercury is trine Mars in Aquarius and Gemini. I forgot to write down the degree, but I think that's at 16. Yeah, 16 degrees. So I'll explain all of these. Mercury is the planet that represents our thoughts, ideas, the whole mental plane, and also what we manifest through our mental works. So yesterday, being square Uranus, squares create tension. When you see a square in the sky, it's because the planets are 90 degrees away. And think about like an energy stream, right? Or even like a stream of water. When it's flowing in a straight line, it's nice. But then when you completely cut it off, it creates like a kind of feel. Like, I'm going this way, but I don't want to go this way. So squares are tension. Uranus is the planet that represents the unusual, unexpected, and sometimes shocking change. So energy of being nudged to think outside of the box. Squares pull you in a direction that you don't necessarily want to go, but it's for your highest good, right? Squares, they're uncomfortable, but the tension leads to growth. It's like a little test for you. So if you are having some out-of-the-box thoughts, some radical ways of thinking. This could be for your highest good. And this doesn't mean like radical thoughts like I'm the worst person ever and I don't deserve any of this stuff. No, those thoughts never serve your highest. Well, those thoughts are not set up to serve your highest good. I'm thinking out of the box thinking as things like maybe I should start this project that I don't think I'm worthy of receiving the recognition for, but I'm being led to do so. Or maybe I can look at this situation in a completely different way, you know? Personal experience, this whole retreat thing, you know? Like, I didn't think that this would be happening in Michigan. Since September, I've been thinking, Kentucky, Kentucky, Kentucky. I'm like marketing to people in Kentucky, and it wasn't sticking. Why? Because it wasn't meant to be there. So now, Mercury square Uranus, I was pulled, right? Uranus was pulling my thoughts to think of a different location, right? So Aquarius and Taurus are fixed signs. Aquarius is fixed air. That's where Mercury is. Mercury does well in Aquarius because air, mental, Mercury, you know, it's all vibing together. Taurus is fixed earth. So these thoughts that are out of the box could be related to your physical body, your physical location, your food, like your diet, and just your basic needs. Taurus represents the simple necessities in our life. So like your comfort, your security. So if you're having any radical thoughts that like, that can't possibly be me thinking these things, you know, that could be the energy of yesterday's Mercury square Uranus. And squares within the next 5 degrees, like as Mercury moves through Aquarius within like from 15 to 20 degrees, I would still feel that square energy. So just because it came to the apex yesterday, that doesn't mean that yesterday was the only day that you'll feel that energy. It's probably like 3 days on either side. Additionally, today, Mercury trines Mars. Trines are harmonious aspects. It's just like this breeze of fresh air. It just feels nice. They're supportive of each other. So Mercury, we know, is our thoughts. And Mars is the planet of action, having energy and ambition to move forward. It's where our drive comes from. So when planets trine each other, they're always in the same element. So Aquarius and Gemini are both air signs. This is gaining traction to act upon your new out-of-the-box ideas. So I've been talking a lot about how the universe sets us up. Astrology like gives us the stepping stones. We had yesterday these out-of-the-box radical thinkings that might be uncomfortable. And now today, Mars is giving us that extra energy, like, all right, we'll do something about it. Cool, here, act. Like, here's your ambition, here's your passion to do something with that. Another thing I noticed, just as I was looking at the chart of what's going on yesterday, okay, so we have Neptune, Venus, Jupiter, and Chiron are all like really close together. They're all within 15 degrees of each other. They're within half of a sign. So yesterday, the moon, because the moon moves really fast, the moon passed over Neptune and Venus. Today, the moon passes over Jupiter and Chiron. So this is a lot of concentrated energy between 24 of Pisces and 13 of Aries. Okay, stay with me. The moon represents your emotions. So you may have been feeling your emotions like taking you on this journey, right? So yesterday, Neptune, emotions regarding your dreams, maybe illusions, escapism. Oh my goodness. I'll be completely honest with you guys. Yesterday, in the last couple days, I've been stressing out a lot about this retreat and everything, and I I've told you guys, like, we do dry winters because my husband's on call for plowing the whole winter, so we just don't drink for whatever reason. And it's totally fine, you know, like, I don't think about it. But yesterday I was like, I would love to just go have a glass of wine. I haven't smoked weed in years, and I'm like, maybe that would help me through this right now. So here's emotions, the moon passing over Neptune, escapism. Yesterday, also, the moon passed over Venus. Venus has to do with love and money. I have another story about that, but that's going to be later. And then today, the moon is going to pass over Jupiter. So Jupiter represents how you grow, how you expand, where your luck lies. So you might be feeling emotions regarding that. And it's going to pass over Chiron. Chiron is an asteroid that represents like our Achilles heel. It's something that it's like a burden that we carry, a wound that we carry, but it's not like we didn't do anything in this lifetime to earn this wound. It's just something that we brought in with us. And I was trying to put Chiron into words, and I liked how Cafe Astrology put him. So I have a quote that I want to read to you, and it's coming straight from the Cafe Astrology website, just regarding who Chiron is. Chiron acts to open up wounds in the parts of our lives and of our psyches that it touches, especially by hard transit, and then Chiron asks us to work on healing them. Initially, hard Chiron transits can make us feel weakened or ineffective. As the transit progresses, we begin to learn what it is that holds us back from healthy expression of the traits associated with the transited planet or point. So essentially it's saying that like when something aspects with Chiron, so today we have the moon passing over Chiron, as something plays with Chiron, at first it feels like it's a weakness or it's ineffective. And then as it progresses, that's how we learn from what's holding us back, you know, and we can find that healthy expression of Chiron and moon. So with the moon passing over Chiron and Venus yesterday, okay, so yesterday when I woke up, and all of this in my personal natal chart happens in my second house of money, resources, finances, skills, right? Back from yesterday, like last week. So last week I was in this very positive mindset about my income, and I made the decision, I decided I am going to start pulling away from my part-time job. I am going to wean myself off of my part-time job to focus all of my energy on my business. And I was so gung-ho, determined, like, yeah, I can do it. This is what's for my highest good. Yesterday, right, as the moon is coming up to Venus and Chiron, happening in my second house of resources, my first thought when I woke up yesterday morning was worrying about money. Like, man, can I really do this? Is this really the best thing to do? Is this the smartest decision? Should I keep a safety net? And man, I started making the notes about all this moon stuff moving over where it is, and I just got so much clarity. Like, okay, I can understand that these thoughts are temporary. This is me overthinking with all the astrology that's going on. So that hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight how that might manifest in your chart as well. So the moon right now is touching a lot of planets between 24 degrees of Pisces. So if you want to look at where 24 of Pisces is in your chart, through 13 of Aries, and just look to see if you have any personal planets there, or, you know, even outer planet. Check to see if there's anything in your chart that the moon might be passing over while we have all this extra energy going on right there, just to see. Oh, look at some chats just came through. Jackie said, I overthink on the norm unless I get control right away. At the same time, though, I feel I'm intuitive in big picture matters. I get what you're saying. And yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Sharon, that was me last Monday. I bet that was overthinking. Okay, does our Chiron placement in our birth chart indicate anything by about how it presents in our psyche. Does our Chiron placement in our birth chart indicate anything about how it presents in our psyche? I think I have a hard time defining psyche. Is that like subconscious? Because where Chiron is in our chart, we the natural instinct is to feel weakened wherever Chiron is in your chart. It feels like there's just this Achilles heel. There's just this thing that you carry around that you can't get off your back until you empower yourself by learning about Chiron, by identifying that wound, by noticing, okay, my wound falls in the sign of the warrior in the house of money, just an example. So I do feel powerless about money. Okay, I understand that that's in my natal blueprint. Now you get to make the decision about how am I going to overcome that? How am I going to learn from others and teach others about that in order to learn more about myself? I hope that answers your question, Kay. Jacqui, I've got Chiron at 22 degrees of Pisces. So whatever house that falls in, Jacqui, Chiron has been, well, maybe last year Chiron was dancing around there, but there's a lot of energy there right now. Like Neptune just passed over that. So that could, having Neptune pass over your Chiron could go, everything in astrology can go one of two ways. the light side and the dark side. So it could go like Neptune is allowing you to dream into your power if you are in that place that you're ready to accept your power, or Neptune can bring you into nightmares of your wound. That's why I love astrology so much. It makes it so clear that we create our own reality. Carrie, moon is at 8 degrees of Aries. So, I mean, the moon will come conjunct to your natal moon once a month, because it takes the moon 28 days to cycle all the way around. But right now, like if things are just heavy emotionally to you right now, if you, Carrie, especially are feeling those Neptune, Jupiter, Venus, Chiron, if you're feeling that a lot right now, that could be because all of those are happening near your moon. This could just be an emotional year for you. Jacqui, does the placement of Chiron impact our house or the astrological sign? Both. It's how the sign interacts within that house. Which I'm just going to leave you with that because that's a sink in thing. And I do want to get to some oracle cards today. So I don't even know what I'm asking today, but I brought 2 decks, and let me take a moment to feel into what feels right. I did something this morning before this, so I'm scattered again, but I'm more energetic than I was on Monday. Monday I was like a whole different person on Monday. So we talked about Mercury, action to innovative ideas. Okay, that seems right. I'm going to do my main pull from the Star Codes Astro Oracle. And we're going to talk to Mercury today because Mercury has been hanging out with Uranus and Mars. And I just want to see what Mercury wants to teach us with having these transits. Anique feeling heavy emotional last week. Lots of defeated feelings. Just accept that it's temporary. This is why I love astrology, because you can understand, like, okay, the transit is happening. The transit is also ending at some point. Like, it's not always going to be like this. So I do group readings, if you guys are not familiar. So please send your energy into this deck so that we can have a group community reading. So if you want to personally ask Mercury or your guides, or wow, okay, fast reading, we got 3 right off the bat. Don't ask any questions because they already know what they want to tell us. I'm going to show you the backs of all 3 of these cards. I had 3 cards just fall out immediately, so we're good to go. The cards are going to look the exact same. So you're going to see this same image 3 times. Okay, we're looking beyond the physical eyes. I'm inviting you guys to tune into your intuition. notice so your intuition is based on your physical senses. So if it's clairvoyance that resonates most with you, you might see like a glimmer of light around a card, or you might just be able to like pick up on an image in the card that is like more apparent than another card. You might hear something when I hold up a certain card. You might hear a ringing in your ear. You might feel something in your body, so you might feel like a muscle spasm or like an itch or a twitch in your eye or something. But all of these physical senses, that's how the energy world, our spirit guides, the universe, blah, 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 that's how they communicate with us. It's like a medium. Our physical bodies are a medium. And everyone has access to this, guys. Every single person. No one is special. We're all special. But like, everyone can tap into all of this intuition stuff. So if you resonate more strongly with a card today, cool, that message is extra for you. If you don't resonate with any particular card, then the whole message is for you. Okay? Samantha, I was weirdly emotional yesterday. Figured it was PMS. And Mercury is your ruling planet. Yeah, so maybe it could have been a little bit of both. You know, Mercury could have been amplifying your PMS. Bonnie, Chiron is at 22 degrees of Pisces in the 3rd house. So that's happening. Wow, and you've been extremely stable for my needs. 3rd house, guys, is the house of communication, the mind house. So good job, Bonnie, working through this. All right, here is the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. So let us know in the chat if any of those cards were calling to you extra strongly. And let's send some healing energy, some positive energy to Marcella, who's stuck in jury duty for the day. You never know what's going to come of that. You know, I've never been to jury duty, but one of my friends right now is in a pretty lengthy case, and he's like very intrigued by it, you know? It's all about your mindset. Are you stuck in jury duty, or do you get to experience a world that you wouldn't otherwise? I'll show the cards one more time just in case you are curious. This is the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. And again, we asked Mercury what he wants to tell us about his dance with Uranus and Mars. You're welcome, Marcella. Christine says 3 is strong. Samantha 2. Carrie 3 and 2. Renee 1. Cherryberry 2. Jennifer 1, then blanked out for 2 and 3. Okay. Maybe there's something that your conscious awareness doesn't want to hear in 2 and 3. Lauren 1, Tara 3, Diane 3, Dr. Monica 3, Audra number 3, and 1 3 was shining center core, and 1 being corner in a cyclical way. Kim 1, Alice 3, Anique all of them, Bonnie all 3, Kelly 1 and 3, Monica 1, Stuart 1, Jackie 1. We're all over the place today. I love this. I love it. I love it. All right, Mercury, what do you want us to know? Kay says 1, light shining down from the top left corner. 2, nausea, sinking feeling in my stomach. 3, nothing, no connection. All right, Teresa, all 3 most. All right. Card number 1 brings us the energy of Sagittarius. Marcella's feeling 2. Sagittarius, and the message is expand. Sagittarius asks us to think big, travel far, and use our restlessness and curiosity to create. A mutable fire sign, Sagittarius' symbol is that of the centaur, half man, half horse, which epitomizes the connection between humans and the natural wild world. Cat Stevens. Sagittarius, ruled by expansive Jupiter, rules the thighs, the muscles that propel our movement. Sagittarius has two imperatives: expand your perspective and humbly speak your truth. So let your perspective become versatile, flexible, and curious. Travel in the body or in the mind and explore a larger philosophical, environmental, or metaphysical context for this situation. Imagine you are on a mountaintop. Look down at your life from 1,000 feet up. Now take it further, like the astronauts who look down on our spinning green and blue globe and see no borders between countries. You are a global citizen. Change your life to reflect this reality. Speak your truth. Remember the fairy tale, The Emperor's New Clothes. A pair of con artists arrive at an emperor's court claiming to make beautiful garments. They say their creations are only visible to people of quality. Incompetent people can't see the clothes. No one in the emperor's court wants to admit they can't see the supposedly intricate garments, and the emperor wears his new clothes on parade. Only the honest Sagittarian-style boy speaks up without rancor, states the obvious, the emperor is naked, and breaks the spell. Ask what spell you need to break and speak up. Oh, I love it, Charlotte. That was my card choice, and I'm a Sagittarius sun sign. So if you are a Sagittarius, this card is calling you to just be your true Sagittarius self. I talk about this all the time, and I don't want to seem biased, but I guess I am biased. I'm married to a Sagittarius, and it wasn't until I started dating him that I understood the energy of Sagittarius. But just be big. That foot and mouth disease, and this is for everyone, not just Sagittarius people, but this card is telling you to embrace your foot and mouth disease. If you say something that is obvious and true and it makes other people uncomfortable, that's on them. I can't tell you how much insecurity I worked through being married to someone who just points out the obvious all the time. Yeah, so The Emperor's New Clothes, the Emperor's New Groove came out when I was a kid. I never saw that movie, so I never knew the story until I read it in this book or elsewhere recently. But that's exactly what it is. People will blindly go along with the status quo. They'll follow the crowd. They'll do what they're told to do because everyone else is doing it. And this card is telling you to just state the obvious. If something feels wrong, do something, say something. Don't follow everyone. Use your own energy and do it the way that you know that you're supposed to do it. Kim's also a Sagittarius. Dina says, awesome. Jacqui, my moon sign is Sagittarius. Charlotte, I do that all the time. And I'm sure a lot of people are, offended. They can be offended by Sagittarius energy. Brutally honest, and when people don't want to confront their own faults, they don't want brutal honesty. But that's where growth comes from. Let's see what else comes through this reading. Card number 2 brings us an aspect energy. This is trine and sextile. Symbiosis is the message. Let me move this. Trine and sextile planets promote collaboration by backing one another up, cheering one another on, and adding strength and value to their roles. A trine is formed by 2 planets 1/3 of the way around the circle from each other, 120 degrees apart. A sextile is half that, 60 degrees apart. Trine planets operate from the same element, fire, earth, air, or water, and speak that language. Sextile planets relate from the same polarity, but in different modalities, cardinal, fixed, or mutable. They operate like supportive, non-competitive best buddies. Lean into what is easy and comfortable, and use that comfort to renew, grow, and expand. Look for people who have compatible and complementary ideas or skills to yours. Work with your allies. Gently expand your world through compatible people, collaborative skills, and doing what you love. Look for a person who holds a missing piece of the project and bring them in. Find those whose work you approve of and invest in them. Engage family members and friends who really understand you. Explore what you have in common with a beloved and focus on that rather than on your differences, and build out from there. Wander in a favorite landscape and learn from what you find there. Play your favorite music, but on a new instrument. Bring your attention to where the energy flows easily, where support can be found, where enthusiasm exists. Grow organically. When life is hard, a dinner with friends where you can laugh, relax, and let your guard down can be great medicine. What a balm to talk over problems with someone who understands your worldview and to whom you don't need to explain yourself. Moments of ease can prepare us for the bigger challenges ahead. Okay, so Mercury's message from this, and I'm feeling this Mercury square Uranus energy coming through this card as well. Things might seem weird, ideas might seem weird, things might seem like they're changing, but this card is reminding you to flock to the familiar, seek out counsel from people who you know will support your intuitive thoughts. Okay, side story, I had lots of opinions in my life about what to do about this retreat, and yesterday I reached out to Bonnie for help because I knew that Bonnie and I had the same type of vision. And that could be, some people would say that you're not welcoming in the ideas of others, but in that moment I just knew I needed a symbiotic relationship to make this retreat happen the way that I saw it happening. I just needed some reinforcement from someone who was on my side. So this card is urging you to interact with people who are on your wavelength. Maybe back off from the square aspects. Maybe back off from sparring, mentally sparring with people in your reality. If there's someone that you disagree with, maybe back off from trying to convince them of your point of view. Just lean into the people that are already supporting your vision. Because they're out there. They're out there, You can find support if you look for it. You just gotta look for it. And our spiritual community here on Insight Timer is a great place to do that. The group that I have on Insight Timer, it's called Our Spiritual Community. It is a place where I dump all of the oracle readings. If you need to come back and look at, just reread them, because there's a lot of information that comes in. But it's also a place that I want to create a collaborative community. Everyone is good enough. Everyone has something to share, right? If you have an experience that you're like, man, I wonder if that means something. Ask us in our spiritual community. If you have a thought that you want some feedback on, ask it in our spiritual community. It's very much lots of love. Lots of love in that community. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Audra, oh my god, I just shoved my foot in mouth to end a relationship. That was wrong. Interesting. Was it? Well, yeah, foot in mouth. Lot of energy in that statement, but I get where you're coming from. Tommy has Jupiter and Neptune in Sagittarius. Jupiter in Sagittarius, that's the card 3. Charlotte, and we don't enjoy fake people, that's right. Dina, I have been using the word symbiotic a lot the last couple days. You know, me too. I used it in like an email or something, and I had to even Google what the meaning was because you guys know how good I am at human words. And yeah, interesting. Tommy, I have a grand trine with Pluto, the moon, and the north node. Beautiful energy. Grand trine, guys, means that you have one planet in each sign of that same element within, I think it's like a 4 or 5 degree orb of each other. So meaning like they're within 4 or 5 numbers from each other. But it's just huge harmony across your whole chart in whatever element that is. Be careful, Tommy, because grand trines can be things that you overlook. Like it's so natural to you that you forget that you have the gift. So just keep that in mind. Marcella, very needed message for me. Confirmation. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, and the last card. I feel a whole strong message coming through, and we'll see. So the last card is dignified. This is a quality in astrology, and it represents strength. Sound is gone. Can you hear me now? Yeah, the comments are kind of slow. But I changed my audio. Okay, Jackie says I'm back. Thank you, Jackie. What else? Yeah, I don't know why the messages like lag so hard on my end on Insight Timer sometimes, but thank you guys for letting me know. Anik says, so far both cards are definitely resonating. I love it. Bonnie, I just used symbiotic to refer to my relationship with my husband. This is why your coaching session for me this week was so productive. Thanks, Bonnie. That's a thing I'm trying to start offering. It's going to happen. Just general coaching, not trying to do like the menu service thing. Yeah, I think I just need the feedback first to see if it's going to happen or if it's wanted, you know? All right, the last card, dignified. This is a quality in astrology, and the message from this is strength. A planet is at its strongest when it is essentially or accidentally dignified in a sign or placement that aligns with its nature and adds strength. Okay, got it. For example, Mars is its most Mars-like when in Scorpio or Aries, the two signs it rules, or in Capricorn, which is a strong sign of leadership. A dignified planet is like the soccer player who happens to be out in front and free in the exact right place to receive a pass. Who was it? Tommy said Jupiter in Sagittarius. Dignified. Your voice matters. Trust that you are what's needed here at this moment. You are in your element and at the right place at the right time, so you have an advantage. But it's up to you to make a choice and run with the ball. Dodge the obstacles and look for the opportunities just beginning to emerge. Have faith in yourself. You have what it takes, even if you don't know it yet. It's up to you to tap into your potential and find the resources within. Play to your strengths. Use your contacts. Sing the song that best fits your voice. Do so with humble respect for the process. This situation is strong enough for you to fulfill your potential without stepping on another person to get ahead. The wind is with you, but will not do the work for you. Take the lead, do your work, and bring your team along with you. Set yourself up for success. Place yourself in comfortable community. Surround yourself with people who agree with your vision. But first, you have to be completely honest on your vision. I love this reading. I love this reading for everything that's happening in the skies right now. So we had Mercury square Uranus. Out of the box thinking, okay? Be honest about your views. It's scary to disagree because you think that people will backlash at you. But if you have a belief that is inconsistent with the norm, let people challenge you, and then like let that affirm the belief within yourself. You know, here's an example that's not too controversial. If you want the controversy, follow my podcast. Check out my YouTube channel, Jacqui Mancuso. It's on there for now. In my reality, my truth is that I am 100% positive that we create our own realities. Your thoughts, your words create everything around you. I live by that. I breathe that. I teach that to people. I get backlash for that all the time. I can't even think of like an exact, but it's interesting. Like when you are so firm in your belief and you just speak it, you know, like I'm not trying to convince everyone else, but I'm just living it to show you. I'm trying to lead by example. You know, like before I understood that I created my own reality, I would challenge that thought from other people because I wanted to feel validated in my own like victimhood, right? Like I wanted someone to tell me like, no, it's not your fault that you don't have any money. It's because the system is rigged against you. You know, like that's the world that I was living in. Then I learned that I control my own reality, and now I know, like, if I'm low on money, it's 100% my fault. Like, I did something that I could have done better. But that's the Sagittarius card. Speak your truth. Just do what you know is right. Okay? Mercury square Uranus. You found something that's out of the box, unconventional. Own it. Own it and run with it, because your unconventional thinking is what's going to change the world for the better. If we keep doing what we've always done, we're going to get what we've always got. And then, I guess this one, Mercury. Okay, so Mercury trine Mars today. It's our thoughts having a trine. Okay, here's that trine card with action. So these two cards are saying, all right, cool. Take that radical thought that you had, own it, be truthful about it, talk about it. Surround yourself by people who are in that same vibration. You know, find the people who support you. Even if people disagree with what you're saying, but they still love you and support you in your mission, those are the kinds of people that you want to have in your circle at this time to set yourself up for success, to put yourself in the place that is going to usher you forward with the most oomph, with the most Mars energy, right? And that can look like something just happened this morning. My girlfriend was over, we're recording a podcast. She's also helping me with all this marketing stuff because it's not my favorite thing. And we're recording like a little marketing audio thing for my retreat. And I get robotic because I don't like marketing. And then she just asked me, she's like, okay, well, what is the age of Aquarius? And I lit up because I was comfortable talking about astrology. And she pointed out for me, when you get in that flow, when you talk astrology, like you become a different person, you shine a different light. That's this dignified card. Play to your strengths. I need to, you know, like in order to achieve my highest good, it is beneficial for me to continue pulling that astrological energy into my work. You know, do less of trying to be robot market, Jacqui, and be just, you know, dignify myself, step into where my strengths are. Do the same. Let's see what you guys are talking about. I wanna boogie out of here in maybe 5 minutes because we always do Katrina Boss's dance party on Wednesdays. TJ, yeah, 3 was my card. Thanks, universe. I love it. I love it. Christine loves the idea of general coaching. That was a download I had months ago and I've just been sitting on it. Okay, holy crap, if this hasn't been the last week of overcoming the fear of reaction when telling people I've had an issue with how they treated me or my son. Exactly. Exactly. Sagittarius, say it. I love Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius energy. Tommy, that's the problem in society now, though. People are so dogmatic on their beliefs, not willing to be challenged or hear a different point of view. Everyone has their own truth. It's not right or wrong. It just is. That's my life quote. Nothing is right or wrong. It just is. And instead of focusing on what's wrong with society, because you know it, you clearly see it. You see it, so just let it be. Lead by example. Welcome the challenges. Welcome the feedback, the pushback, and just continue to respond with kindness. Yeah, I don't. No, it's not. It's not for this live stream. Christine says, Jacqui, I love the way that you explain each card. They are all coming together for me now. Good. That's what I try to do. Aaron, we all have to determine when to lead and when to follow, and learn to learn. We all have to determine when to lead and when to follow to learn and grow. Absolutely. Yeah, everything in moderation. If you're a leader of something, you don't have to lead 100% of the time, so you need to fall back and follow for some time. But you're also not meant to follow for your whole life. There is something. Everyone has a unique light. There is something special about everyone. Okay, earlier I know I said that like no one's special as far as like what we have access to, but there is something that is your superpower. If you don't know what that is, astrology, human design, those are the two things that have helped me understand what my strengths are, and also surrounding myself with people who support me because they point those things out. It's also about letting go of the embarrassment of hearing good things about yourself. Is another level to it. But if you want to know what your superpowers are, I read astrology. Another thing that I've been playing around with is just doing astrology and human design blend readings, because whenever I read an astrology chart, I always look at their human design chart. I'm in the process of learning the human design, but I know enough where I can give you some what's it called? Some highlights about your life that can help you. So yeah, I do all that stuff too. So check out my website. It's in my Insight Timer bio. There's a whole lot of stuff on my website. I do like a million things. I just want to help people. Just if you want to work with me, just send me an email and we'll figure out what's best for you with the skills that I have, because I have so much to offer and I just want to help everybody. That's been my most difficult thing, is figuring out like what to do with what I have. However, if you've been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, donations are always very much appreciated. If the money thing isn't a thing for you right now, you can support me by liking my, following me on Insight Timer, liking my YouTube channel. Search my name on YouTube. You can follow me there. I post the replays of Insight Timer sessions on my YouTube, and that's also where my new podcast is coming out. So lots of truth and my opinions and spirituality and realness and good, bad, it just is. And yeah, follow the podcast if you're interested in going down some rabbit holes with me. Alice, all three cards reflected my current time in my life. I love it. And that's why you were drawn to this reading specifically. Just trust, just flow, allow your guides to, if something seems interesting to you, maybe there's a reason. But if something, like, don't force. Marcella, thanks Jacqui and everyone. I feel some of the energy in this jury duty room has been cleared. Speak your truth. Jury, Sagittarius, in alongside Libra, but Sagittarius is also a sign that rules the law. It's the sign of truth. Speak your truth. Everyone. That's why I'm starting this podcast. There's a lot of things that I have to say that it's just, this platform is not the right place. This is a place for self-discovery, enlightenment, meditation, learning to know yourself, awakening. The podcast is my place to be opinionated. And that, my God, let me tell you how much this Sagittarius card needed to like pop me in the face to start speaking my truth, you know? Oh, Marcella, thank you for editing the typo. People spell my name wrong all the time, and I'm sure a lot of it is like voice text and stuff. Charlotte, Christine, Jackie, thank you guys very, very much for your donations. Very much appreciated. Anik, thank you very much. Jackie says, thank you, Jackie. Much love to you and all. Marcella, all the cards resonated. Chandra, all 3 cards resonated with me as well for my current experience. Loving. Dancing has commenced, Jackie. All right, guys, I'll see you in Katrina Boss's dance party here on Insight Timer. Search her name, Katrina Boss. I love this community. Thanks, and namaste to this beautiful tribe. I'll be back on Monday with a Q&A session. Ask all your questions on Monday. Love to all. Namaste. Bye for now.